iKids. I'm so glad that God made water. Sometimes we can get very thirsty if we don't drink water. We need water to survive. So God provided water for us to drink because He loves us and cares for us. He always gives us what we need, just like God took care of the Israelites. In today's Bible story, the Israelites have no water to drink. Now, the Israelites were disobedient and rebellious toward God. And we know God always punishes sin because He is holy. But we have also seen God forgive them and provide for them time and time again. So, what do you think is going to happen in our story today? Will God provide water for the Israelites? How will He do it? We'll find out soon, right after we review our memory verse. Say it with me. Exodus 15:11. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Exodus 15:11. No one and nothing can match God. God deserves our praise and worship and obedience because He is perfect and holy. He is good, loving, all-powerful, and glorious. Nothing in heaven or on earth is like God, and this verse is a reminder of this truth. Let's say it again together. Exodus 15:11. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Exodus 15:11. In today's story, God shows His love and holiness to the Israelites. Open your Bibles and turn to the book of Numbers, chapter 20. The Israelites did not trust God to lead them into the land of Canaan, even though God promised them that land. So God did not allow them to enter the land. The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. That's a long time, but that was the consequence of not trusting God. So the Israelites set up camp in the wilderness, but there was no water to drink. The people complained and argued with Moses. "Why did you bring us here?" they asked. "We'll die here, and so will our animals." Once again, the people wished that they had never left Egypt. They may have been slaves, but hey, at least they had food in Egypt. But the wilderness, it had no grain, no fruit, and no water. Moses and Aaron went to the tabernacle to meet with God in prayer. God told Moses and Aaron to stand in front of the people and speak to a rock. Then the people and animals would have water to drink. So Moses called the people together and stood up in front of the rock. But instead of speaking to the rock, he told the group, "Listen, rebellious people, must we get water for you from this rock?" Then Moses picked up his rod and hit the rock twice, and water flowed from the rock. Now, let's review for a moment. What did God tell Moses and Aaron to do? Speak to the rock. But what did Moses do? Hit the rock twice. So, Moses disobeyed God. God was angry that Moses and Aaron did not obey His instructions. They did not honor Him as holy by trusting in His power. So God said Moses and Aaron would not lead the Israelites into the promised land. Instead, God would give His people a new leader. Moses disobeyed God, and as a result, would never be allowed to enter the promised land. We have all been like Moses and disobeyed God with our sin as well. But God gave us His Son, Jesus. Jesus always obeyed God, and that made Jesus the perfect payment for our sin. When we trust in Him, Jesus brings us into God's kingdom forever. Before we go, I have a question for you. What's the big deal? So Moses hit the rock instead of speaking to it. God still provided water, so why does it matter? Moses had been a great leader and obeyed God up until now. So again, what's the big deal? Well, as unfair as it might seem, God was right not to let Moses enter the promised land. You see, Moses was angry, so he hit the rock and disobeyed God. Ephesians 4:26 tells us not to sin in our anger. And God made his instructions very clear. Moses chose to disobey. Children often suffer consequences when they disobey. But children aren't the only ones who have consequences. Adults do too, especially consequences from the Lord when he had told us clearly in his word what we should do and not do. God will always give us consequences when we break his holy law. He takes our disobedience seriously because he wants us to be holy. That's why it's a big deal. So now, I will leave you with one more question to answer on your own. Do you take all sin seriously?